Hello and welcome, softball fans, to the U.S. Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic with live streaming coverage brought to you by TravelMedford.org. Today's event is produced by Table Rock Sports in partnership with Travel Medford, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission, and Southern Oregon University. My name is Jonathan Kerman, and I'm joined by Caitlyn Leone from the Southern Oregon University softball team. Live action from U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, Oregon is coming your way next with Frost Elite taking on the Batbusters South. Stick around. We'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
A parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
The rain's great.
Welcome back. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic with live streaming coverage brought to you by TravelMedford.org. Jonathan Kerman here with you. Alongside me is Caitlyn Leone, a member of the Southern Oregon University softball team, one of the newest members, in fact. Is that right, Caitlyn?
Yes, it is.
Well, welcome to Southern Oregon. Happy to have you as a Raider, and so happy to have you here on the call with TableRockSports.net as we bring you coverage of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic presented by TravelMedford.org.
Thank you for having me.
So, Caitlyn, this is the first time that I've met you, likely the first time that those listening at home have gotten a chance to meet you. So you're a freshman at SOU playing on the softball team. What position do you play?
I play the middle infield and the outfield.
Middle infield and outfield. All right, utility player. Do you have a preference of position where you like to play?
Yes, I love second base.
Second base, okay. And why? What is it about second base?
There's just so much you have to do, and there's so much that you have to be aware of, and I just like having a lot of control and like knowing what to do and where to go.
Caitlyn Leone, the control freak, standing next to me. Just joking, joking. Here on TableRockSports.net with coverage brought to you by TravelMedford.org in the heart of beautiful Southern Oregon, where outdoor adventures abound. Crater Lake, Rogue River, Mount Ashland, and miles of hiking and biking. Just the start. Learn more at TravelMedford.org. You see the Batbusters South on the field right now. Coming out of Elk Grove, California, donning the maroon and white, taking on Frost Elite from Oregon City, Oregon. Jenna Wheeler, Josie Hoff, and Mckenna Rattray. The three due up. And we are underway. First pitch delivered, misses high for ball one. It is a chilly morning here in Southern Oregon, the first rain of the season. A welcome sight for the ecology and the ecosystem here in the Rogue Valley, but certainly makes playing softball a little difficult as the next pitch misses 2 balls and no strikes. Elena Poland is on the mound for Batbusters South. Pitch home, swung on and missed. Count moves to 2-1. So Caitlyn, SOU softball player, second baseman, outfielder. What's your major? Have you decided on one yet?
Yes, I'm going to major in psychology.
Excellent. Looking to be a doctor, physician.
I want to go on and be an occupational therapist.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent. Noble profession. Get a chance to give back to those in need.
Yes.
As there's a ground ball foul off the first base side. Count remains 2-2. Just getting underway between Frost Elite and the Batbusters South. Jonathan Kerman here with you, joined by a member of the Southern Oregon University softball team, Kaylin Leone. Elena Poland delivers, and the pitch fouled back to the backstop. We'll do it again. So, Kaylin, how long have you been playing softball?
I've been playing softball for about 10 years now, since I was 8, because I'm only 18. Yeah.
So, having played volleyball for a decade, more than half of your life, as the 2-2 comes home, ground ball fielded by the second baseman to throw to first in time. Nice play made by the second baseman, Bowen. That's Jennifer Bowen over there for Batbusters South. One out in the top of the first inning. So, Kaylin, is there any difference in the approach when you're playing in these multi-game, multi-day tournaments as opposed to just your traditional series?
Yeah, these tournaments, they take a big toll on people because you have to play so many, and it's just such a long day. You're out here from 6 a.m. until dark, and that's just, it's a lot, especially in this rain. You can't get a grip on the ball.
And we've been seeing control issues pretty much all day today, and understandably so because of this heavy rain. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Josie Hoff for Frost Elite. 1 away in the top of the first inning. Pitch home from Poland. Misses for ball 2. Game 2 of 6 here at field number 2. Bringing action from the 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2, 4, and 6 p.m. games, all here on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org. The 2-0 from Poland misses high for ball 3. A 3-ball, no strike count to Josie Hoff. A chilly Saturday morning here in Medford, Oregon. Poland into the windup. And fires a strike in there. Well, the rain just makes everything more complicated. Obviously, the pitching, first and foremost, is affected, but how the ball travels through the air, base running, all aspects of the game affected by the rain as that pitch is high for ball 4. We have ourselves a 1-out walk. Kaylin, do you have much experience playing in this kind of weather?
I have enough. Not nearly enough. No, I'm from Nevada, so we don't get just rain like this all the time.
Oh, so this is a new weather phenomenon for you.
Yeah, we travel a lot because we play travel ball all throughout, my sister and I, so yeah, it's not new. It's just definitely not something that we're used to playing in every single day, like some of these girls up here from Oregon would be.
Certainly a different climate in Nevada as opposed to here in the Pacific Northwest. That pitch gets past the catcher and is going to allow Josie Hoff to take second base. Clarissa Crapo is in right. Chloe Pitts is in center. Nevaeh South is in left for the Batbusters South. As that pitch misses, count moves to 3-1. Elysiana Uribe is playing third base. Jennifer Bowen over at second. Mackenzie Wright is at first. The shortstop, Caitlyn Teeple. And the catcher, Aaron Mckissick. Defensive lineup for Batbuster South. A pause in the action, a chance for me to tell you about the many amazing attractions here in the Rogue Valley, including this facility right here, the U.S. Cellular Community Park, where 1,800 teams a year compete in baseball, softball, soccer, football, and much, much more. In 2023, the Medford Sports and Event Complex will host swimming, basketball, volleyball, and conventions. Learn more at travelmedford.org. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. And the pitch home is in there for strike 2. So Elena Poland in the circle for Batbusters South. A full count now to Mckenna Rattray, and she takes for ball 4. Two walks issued in this inning. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Isabel Caratini. The corner infielders for the Batbusters are pinched in well inside the bag. The first pitch in there for strike 1. That pitch sails high and is going to allow the Frost Elite runners to take an extra base. Isabel Caratini at the dish right now from Westview High School in Portland, Oregon. And she takes low. The ball gets by the catcher, and Huff is going to score. Josie Huff delivers the first run of the game for Frost Elite. And they do so without recording a hit in this inning. Jonathan Kerman here with you. Alongside me, Kaylin Leone of the Southern Oregon University softball team. That pitch misses low and gets by the catcher, and coming home to score the second run of the game is Mckenna Rattray. 2 runs in for Frost Elite without recording a base knock. Bases are now cleared, however. 3 balls and 1 strike. The count to Isabel Caratini. Conversation in the circle with Poland and her infielders. Leon, no doubt you've been a part of those conversations with a pitcher who's just struggling with command and trying to get through a tough inning. As that pitch misses high for ball 4, what are some things that you can say or that you've heard to try and talk and settle a pitcher down?
In the past, I usually just tell jokes, try to take their mind off the game. Don't really talk about the game because it happens to everyone. Sometimes you just have an off day, so you just tell jokes, ask what they're going to eat for dinner, something like that.
Poland heading to the dugout. Looks like her day might be done. We're going to step away for a quick break as a new pitcher winds up for the Batbusters. 2-0 Frost Elite. 1 out, 1 on in the first inning. You're watching the 2020 USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure Fall Classic presented by Travel Medford. Welcome back to Field 3 here at the U.S. Cellular Community Field. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic presented by Travel Medford on TableRockSports.net. Jonathan Kerman here with you, alongside me, Kaylin Leone, one of the newest members of the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team. A new pitcher in the circle for the Batbusters South, Kira Johnson, on in relief of Elena Poland, who was struggling to find the strike zone in this first inning. Johnson delivers a first pitch strike to the hitter for Frost Elite. They've already recorded 2 runs in this inning. Hannah Husky is the batter right now, with her teammate Isabel Caratini at first base. Pitch home from Johnson, misses high, and the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Frost Elite given a pair of walks, and then on a few wild pitches, came around to score. It was Josie Hoff and Mckenna Rattray that have scored the 2 runs in this inning for Frost Elite, as there's another wild pitch tossed by the Batbusters. Will allow Caratini to take second base. No doubt control is going to be something that all teams struggle with in these conditions. Pretty heavy and consistent rain for the first 2 hours of this tournament. We finally have a break in the weather. Of course, the famous commentator's curse. Likely we'll start to see some weather in the near future. Johnson misses, and the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike to Hannah Husky. Husky attending Jesuit High School in Portland, Oregon. As she takes high for ball 4. Four walks issued in this first inning, only 1 out. Still no hits recorded in this game. And of course, holding on to a no-hitter is a small consolation when you're trailing by 2 runs. That pitch sails wide and will allow the runners to take an extra base. All turf fields here at the U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, and thankfully so, because if these ladies were playing in dirt and grass, we probably wouldn't be, due to all of the rain that's come down. Johnson comes home and misses low for ball 3. You see the pitcher, Kira Johnson, switching out that softball almost every single pitch to try to get some grip. Johnson from Rockland, California, attends Sierra College. Here's the pitch home to Hannah Husky. It's high. And that is ball 3. Husky shows bunt and pulls back. Pitch is called strike. And apologies, Hannah Husky is standing on second base right now. Over at third is Isabel Caratini. Ella Peaky is at the dish right now for Frost Elite. The 3-1 to Peaky is low for ball 4. And she's earned a walk. The 5th walk issued in this inning. Bases juiced now for Olivia Lieblein. Conversation in the circle for the Batbusters South. Jonathan Kerman here with you, alongside me, Kaylin Leon, member of the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team. And Kaylin, if you were coming up to bat in this situation, are you just trying to make solid contact? Are you trying to put the ball in the air to advance the runner? What's the thought process here?
No, I'm trying to score a run. We're still early in the game. You just got to score a run. Hit it hard on the ground and get it through.
All business. No messing around.
Not yet.
And it looks like we will have another pitching change for the Batbusters South. Jaden Starkey from Inderkum High School in Sacramento, California, will now be asked to step inside the circle. Not an easy task for any of these players here today. Very, very wet conditions makes controlling that softball incredibly difficult. High drama here in Game 2 in field number 2. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Everyday heroes live life full circle. Fill up and use your enrolled kickback card so you save 16 cents a gallon at the pumps. Get what you need when you need it. And remember, we reward all heroes with kickback cards at My Circle K. And if a call goes out for another heroic appearance, no problem. We have that one covered too, with our state-of-the-art car wash systems. Be the hero you were meant to be. Heroes living life full circle.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Perfect. Welcome back to field number 2 here at U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, Oregon. We are in the top of the first inning, only 1 out recorded, 2 runs already home, 5 walks have been issued in this inning, and the third pitcher of the game is now in the circle, Jaden Starkey, going to try and provide some stability for the Batbusters South. She's facing off against Olivia Lieblein with nowhere to put her, as that pitch misses high and the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Jonathan Kerman here with you, alongside me, a member of the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team, Kaylin Leon. One of the newest members, just a incoming freshman here in Southern Oregon. Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Pitch home. Misses for ball 2. So a question, Kaylin, that I'm sure you've been asked many times, but why Southern Oregon University?
I love the area up here with all of the trees and the mountains, and that just feels like it's close to home. But coaching staff was definitely the biggest thing that brought me here. Coaching is a huge deal for me. You have to find a place that fits for you, and this just fit for me.
Well, along with the great softball coaching, the Rogue Valley is home to the world's best cheese. Rogue Creamery's Rogue River Blue won that title in the 2019 World Cheese Awards. We also feature award-winning wineries and restaurants. Learn more at travelmedford.org. A walk has been issued to Olivia Lieblein that will push a run across. 3 runs have been scored by Frost Elite in this top of the first inning. They have not recorded a hit. Control so difficult in these wet conditions. As now Sophia Hill the ball got by the catcher. The runners started to take off. They throw to first base. The throw gets by the first baseman and allows a run to score. So a wild pitch and an error allows a 4th run to come home. Runners on first and third now. Sophia Hilly at the dish, as there's another conversation in the circle for the Batbusters South. So tricky in these wet conditions, just makes everything more difficult. And softball is not an easy game on the clearest of days. Made exponentially more challenging by the rain and the moisture and the wind coming through here this morning. Hilly looks at a strike and the count evens 1-1. And it's not as easy as it sounds to just throw strikes in this game. As there's a good pitch, but it's taken just outside, and the count moves to 2-1. Ella Peaky is at third. Olivia Lieblein is at first for Frost Elite. And another close pitch that misses just up. Good eye by Sophia Hilly, the first baseman for Frost Elite. Up at the dish, still looking for the team's first base hit of this ball game. 3-1 count coming. A healthy cut by Hilly. She comes up empty, and that runs the count full. Nothing Frost Elite. Top of the first inning, 1 out. And now Hilly having a conversation with her third base coach, seeing what she wants to do here. Jaden Starkey comes home and misses high for ball 4. That is the 7th walk issued. And now Kelsey Smith, starting second baseman for Frost Elite, will come up with the bases juiced. First pitch in there for a strike. And after a brief spell of dry weather, the rain has returned here at U.S. Cellular Community Field. A lackluster swing that time by Smith, and the count moves to 0-2. So, Caitlyn, does your approach change on an 0-2 count?
Yeah, it definitely does. Every count has a different approach and what you need to do and where you need to place the ball. So it just depends on your situation.
pitch fouled off, and the count remains, at 0-2. Peaky at third, Lieblein at second, Hilly at first. 0-2 count to Kelsey Smith with one down in the top of the first inning. Starkey winds and misses low. It's a tough inning in grueling conditions, but if you're the Batbusters, you got to feel like if you can just get into the dugout, as that pitch is hit into the air in the infield, and squeezing the glove on it is the second baseman, Bowen. That is a huge out for the Batbusters. It feels like if you are the home team, if you can just get into the dugout, force the opposition to play in this kind of weather, 4 runs really is not that much. The moisture in the air, the lack of control, you're going to see a lot more balls, a lot more walks, a lot more wild pitches. A lot of what we've seen here in the top of the first inning with all 4 of these runs coming without a hit being recorded. Kate Kraljev watches a first pitch strike. She has a chance to really break this game open for Frost Elite. Jaden Starkey trying to keep it a 4-run game. That pitch foul tipped. And Starkey ahead in the count, 0-2. Some of the best softball players from around the West Coast, all up and down the West Coast, here at the U.S. Cellular Community Field today and tomorrow for this USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic. The pitch gets by the catcher, and another run comes home for Frost Elite. So not only has a hit not been recorded in this inning, but Frost Elite has actually not put a ball in play to score a run. It's been all wild pitches or walks with the bases loaded. As that misses low, coming home is Lieblein, and she will score. 6-0 Frost Elite as Hilly moves over to third. And Starkey misses low to run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still an RBI opportunity for Kate Kraljev at the dish right now for Frost Elite. 2 away in the top of the first inning. Jaden Starkey trying to avoid more damage being done. The windup and the pitch home is low for ball 4. Coming home is Hilly, and she will score. Seven nothing as the runner moves over to second base. And it looks like another pause in the action, a chance for me to tell you all about Rogue Creamery's Rogue River Blue that won the title of World's Best Cheese in the 2019 World Cheese Awards. We also feature award-winning wineries and restaurants here in the Rogue Valley. Learn more at travelmedford.org. Caitlyn, what is your favorite cheese?
Oh, gosh. Probably Colby Jack.
Colby Jack.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what are you putting that on?
Maybe a grilled cheese or a sandwich and get it all toasted.
Definitely. That's sounding mighty nice, especially standing out here in the rain and fog with you.
Yes.
First day that really feels like fall here in the Rogue Valley. Some amazing Colby Jack. We got Rogue Creamery's Rogue River Blue. Absolutely delightful. Worth the trip up to the Rogue Valley just for that. Another delicious snack available here in the Rogue Valley, the delicious Moose Munch Crunch from our famous Harry and David Country Store, just down the street. You can also check out the Ashland Shakespeare Festival, the Brit Music Festival's top-notch golf courses, restaurants, and wineries. It's all here. Learn more at travelmedford.org. Batbusters South breaks from the circle. Jaden Starkey remains with the ball in her hand, trying to get this elusive third out in the top of the first inning. 7-0 the score. Runner on second base. And Kate Krolyev in the box for Frost Elite. That misses low. As the rain now really picking up. Top of the order, Jenna Wheeler takes high for ball 2. Count moves to 2-1. This is a welcome sight if you are a Rogue Valley resident. This firm rain meaning hopefully the end of fire season here in Southern Oregon, but small consolation for these players who drove hundreds of miles to be in this tournament and are now getting a free shower with it as well. Three and 1 to Wheeler. That's low. Correction, now 3 balls to count. No, that will indeed be ball 4. So runners at first and second for Frost Elite. These games on a 1 hour, 20-minute time limit. And we are approaching the 43:20 mark as the clock counts down. If this inning continues for another 3 minutes, Frost Elite will have taken half of the game time just in this top of the first inning. Josie Hoff came around to score earlier this inning, back up at the dish. 2 on, 2 out, and she watches a pitch skip in the turf for ball 1. Jonathan Kerman here with you. Alongside me, Kaylin Leone, member of the Southern Oregon University women's softball team. And Kaylin, we talked a little bit about your roots coming from Nevada, and you have some experience playing in the rain, certainly maybe not as much as others from up north of here in Oregon. Do you have a preferred temperature, a preferred climate when playing softball?
Yeah, I don't like when it's 120 degrees because it's miserable.
Indeed.
In the heat. And then probably not too cold, so just a nice, right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
60s, 70s. Those are nice.
Kaylin Goldilocks Leone here on the broadcast. And as a broadcaster, I have to agree with you, Caitlyn. It's no fun broadcasting 120-degree heat. It's certainly less than ideal broadcasting in these conditions that we're in right now. A nice 65 overcast day sounds quite lovely right now.
Exactly.
3 balls and no strikes to Josie Hoff. Runners on first and second here in the top of the first inning. As that misses low for ball 4, the bases are loaded. 10 walks have been issued in this inning. 7 runs and 3 runners on the base paths. Only 2 balls have been put in play, neither of which drove in any runs. And it's a wild sport when you add water. As the first pitch to Mckenna Rattray misses low for ball 1. Well, Caitlyn, you mentioned how excited you were to be here in Southern Oregon, not only for the coaching staff and your teammates at Southern Oregon University, but also for all of the trees and the nature that you mentioned.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to, I know the weather's been a little smoky here these last couple weeks, have you had a chance to take a hike or walk or anything like that and explore this area?
Yeah, actually, I did take a hike. It was a very long hike.
Do you remember where?
Mount McLaughlin. No, I'll never forget it.
Excellent. Okay.
Yep, hiked the whole thing, whole way to the top.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Wow. That is incredible. That is quite a feat. That is a tall mountain.
Yep,
it's a tall mountain to climb.
10,000 feet.
Wow. I've been here for 5 years, and I have not worked up the courage to take on Mount McLaughlin.
Oh, man. I did it.
That's excellent.
A lot of people did it.
Was it a team bonding experience with the softball team?
Yes, it was. It
Excellent.
was a whole bonding thing. It was definitely tough, but at the end of the day, I think everyone loved it and had a great time, and it was awesome.
The SOU women's softball team climbing and conquering mountains together. The Batbusters South have finally conquered the top of the first inning. The third strike swung on and missed. We head to the home half of the second inning. Frost Elite leaves 3 runners on base but gets 7 across, courtesy of some walks and wild pitches. To the home half of the first we go after this here on TableRockSports.net.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind, or discovering a place that feeds your hunger, where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore? So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Welcome back to the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic, presented by TravelMedford.org. Bottom of the first inning, the Frost Elite puts up 7 in the first frame. 10 walks in that inning issued by Batbusters South. You see, no hits, no errors. That's just how the top of the first inning went. Less than ideal conditions here at U.S. Cellular Community Park. Rain coming down, making everything very, very slick and difficult to control. And now Frost Elite will have to deal with these conditions as the Batbusters hope to earn that namesake and use those bats down by 7 in the home half of the first inning. In the circle for Frost Elite is Mckenna Rattray. She'll be caught by Josie Hoff. At first base, Sophia Hill. At second, Kelsey Smith. At third, Kate Kraljev. And at short, Jenna Wheeler. In the outfield in left, Olivia Lieblein. In center, Isabel Caratini. And in right is Ella Peaky. Clarissa Crapo from Elk Grove, California, will lead it off for the Batbusters South. First pitch to Crapo is in there for strike one. And a swing and a miss by Crapo there moves the count to 0-2. Jonathan Kerman here alongside me, Kaylin Leone, newest member of the Southern Oregon University women's softball team. Doing our best to stay dry here. The early mornings of this two-day tournament. Crapo waits on the 0-2 offering from Mckenna Rattray. Softly hit to the second baseman. Underhand toss is going to be just in time to retire Crapo for out number one. That'll bring up Jaden Starkey. Starkey is the third pitcher used in that first inning by Batbusters South, as she takes high for ball one. Certainly not how the Batbusters envisioned this game going. And they've got just over half an hour to try and mount a comeback here. Next pitch misses low. And as I'm going through the lineup card, and I'd like your opinion on this, Kaylin, as that pitch is in there for a strike. Frost Elite, coached by Sam Frost. Is that a coincidence?
I think so.
Life is full of those fun coincidences. Coach Frost, got to love what he's seeing from his team out there this morning. 2-1, ground ball, fielded by the second baseman. That's a heck of a play by Kelsey Smith for Frost Elite. Both outs have gone to Smith here in the home half of the first. 2 out, nobody on. And that will bring up Caitlyn Teeple. Teeple attends Casa Roble High School in Orangevale, California. Right-handed batter waits with 2 out and nobody on. And she takes low for ball one. Well, an unfortunate turn for the Batbusters South is the weather appears to have cleared up just a little bit as soon as they got off the field. The pitch home. Fouled straight back, and the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch home. In the turf, and the count moves to 2-1. Travel Medford is sponsoring our live coverage this weekend. They operate in conjunction with the Southern Oregon Sports Commission, supporting the Know Your Role campaign, which you're seeing in our commercial breaks. See travelmedford.org/Southern Oregon Sports Commission to learn more. The 2-1. Healthy cut and a miss by Teeple. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and nobody on. Mckenna Rattray trying to pitch a 1-2-3 home half of the first. Here it is. Pitch taken just outside to run the count full. Rattray fires. And misses outside for ball 4. First base runner of the day for the Batbusters South. The inning is extended, and that will bring up Elysiana Uribe. Uribe teammates with Caitlyn Teeple at Casa Roble High School in Orangevale, California. Both of them incoming seniors. Class of 2021. First pitch from Rattray misses high for ball 1. The next pitch from Rattray sails high, and that's going to allow the runner to take second base. Wet conditions here at U.S. Cellular Community Park. Something that everybody, both on the field and off, are having to deal with. Rattray comes home on a 2-0 and misses outside for ball 3. Maybe difficult to forget it was so long ago, but the Batbusters South had actually recorded the first out of the top of the first inning without allowing a run in, and then everything started to snowball from there. The 3-0 fouled straight back. Just because there are 2 outs does not mean that Frost Elite is out of the woods just yet. Three and 1 the count. That is actually Shaylin March at the dish. She takes strike 2. March's teammate, Caitlyn Teeple on second base. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled straight back and out of play. So we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs and a runner on second. The pitch home from Rattray. Roped. Fair down the left field line. Holding at third base is Teeple. And that is the first base hit of the game, and running aggressively it was March, and she will take second on the lackadaisical defense by Frost Elite. So now runners at second and third for the Batbusters. And now here's Elysiana Uribe. 3 members of Casa Roble High School in play right now for the Batbusters South. Runners on second and third. Ground ball to the second baseman. Smith has it, the throw to first in time, and that retires the side. Frost Elite able to escape without allowing a run across. To the top of the second inning we go, 7-0 the score. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic live on TableRockSports.net, presented by Travel Medford.
A parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Welcome back to the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org. We are in the top of the second inning. You see the score, and that box score is correct. 7-0 Frost Elite. They scored all 7 runs in that top of the first inning without recording a hit, without putting a ball in play to score a run. A lot of walks, a lot of wild pitches, and that's where we are at here in the top of the second. Jonathan Kerman here with you, alongside me, Kaylin Leone, freshman for the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team here in the Rogue Valley. Kaylin getting her, I believe this is your first taste of Southern Oregon rain.
It is, yes.
Well, I hope you're thirsty because you're getting plenty of it. It's a lot of rain.
Oh, yeah.
All up and down this all-turf complex. All the teams and coaches and broadcasters battling the elements here. As the first pitch at the top of the second misses for ball one. That ball driven to right and on a line. Making the grab is Kira Johnson for the first out of the top of the second. So quickly one away, and now Hannah Husky at the dish for Frost Elite. She takes high for ball one. Second slate of games, second out of 6 today here at US Cellular Field. Bringing you all of the action here on TableRockSports.net, presented by Travel Medford. Jaden Starkey able to locate that one, and the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch home, misses high and away, and the count moves to 2-1. Today's action is sponsored by TravelMedford.org, in the heart of beautiful Southern Oregon, where outdoor adventures abound. Crater Lake, the Rogue River, Mount Ashland, Mount McLaughlin, and miles of hiking and biking trails are just the start. Learn more at TravelMedford.org. If you're just joining us, last inning, Kaylin recounted a tale just last weekend where she and the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team conquered Mount McLaughlin together. Not easy at over 10,000 feet elevation. That pitch not quite as high as Mount McLaughlin, but it is high for ball 4. And a one-out base runner for Frost Elite here in the top of the second inning. Ella Peaky will now climb into the box. Thick gray clouds overhead. Rain was consistent earlier this morning. It now has become a little more intermittent, but when it does rain, it feels like it's raining with more force. So take your pick of what you'd prefer. I think I'd prefer to have dry shoes right now, definitely. The 1-0 in there for strike 1. Those of you watching at home, sorry you could not make it out, but you're getting the next best thing, staying hopefully warm and dry, and watching all of these games live on TableRockSports.net. Little slice, infield pop-up, and caught by the pitcher, Starkey. She and her third baseman, Clarissa Crapo, had a minor collision there. Nothing but smiles for the Batbusters South team. Love seeing that regardless of the game score and situation. 2 away now in the top of the second inning. And that will bring up Olivia Lieblein. Starkey delivers and misses low for ball 1. Misses low and away for ball 2. Two outs, runner on first in the top of the second inning. 7-0 Frost Elite. Feeling right at home in the chilly morning air. Starkey misses outside. And the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes. Starkey winds and fires. High for ball 4. Runners on first and second now, and Sophia Hill will climb in, trying to tack on to this 7-run lead. So another question for you, Caitlyn, if you're feeling up to it. How do you stay locked in as Hill swings through the first pitch for strike 1? How do you stay locked in a 7-0 game on either side, right, where it's kind of out of reach? How do you stay locked in mentally?
Energy with your teammates, and just having everyone focus at the same time plays a huge part in that. You just have to stay on top of what you're doing and just focus on one pitch at a time.
Hilly takes strike 2. Well, that's a great point, Caitlyn, especially in tournaments like this where the crowd is minimal to none. You have to provide that own energy. The Batbusters South trying to put up a 0 here in the top of the second. The pitch home. Outside. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hill waits. Runners on first and second. The pitch home. Cut on, and was that foul tipped? Say yes, it was. So Hill just gets a piece and manages to stay alive. Today's action is coming to you from U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, where 1,800 teams a year compete in baseball, softball, soccer, football, and more. In 2023, the Medford Sports and Event Complex will host swimming, basketball, volleyball tournaments, and conventions. Learn more at travelmedford.org. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sophia Hill. As that one squeaks by the catcher and will allow the runners to advance. Hannah Husky to third, Olivia Lieblein to second. And now my favorite time of a ball game, the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. Kaylin mirroring, I'm sure many of you at home shaking your head in disapproval.
It's clever.
Oh, you don't have to lie for the microphone. I appreciate the kind words, though. Let's see what Hill can do. Jaden Starkey fires home and misses high for ball 3. So a payoff pitch coming to Hill. As the clock continues to wind, now just 15 minutes until this game is called. Frost Elite trying to put some more distance between themselves and Batbusters South. The pitch home, high for ball 4. That is a great take by Sophia Hill. She earns the walk, and the bases are juiced for Kelsey Smith. Tournament fans here today are enjoying great softball and loading up on Moose Munch Crunch from our famous Harry and David Country Store just down the street. The Ashland Shakespeare Festival, Brit Music Festivals, top-notch golf courses, restaurants, and wineries. It's all here. Learn more at travelmedford.org. Jaden Starkey delivering a first pitch strike to Kelsey Smith. Smith recorded all 3 outs in that bottom of the first inning. And now a chance to plate some runs with the bases juiced. She grounds one foul off the third base side and falls behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Some semblance of sunlight peeking through here at U.S. Cellular Community Field. I can see off into the distance a blue streak in the sky. Hit well to center, and that drops for a base hit. 1 run comes home, 2 runs come home. It's a 2-run single for Kelsey Smith. And Frost Elite tacks on a pair. The score is now 9-0. That, the first base hit of the game for Frost Elite. With a break in the action, I have a chance to talk more about my second favorite thing behind baseball and softball, and that is cheese. You gotta come to Rogue Valley for Rogue Creamery's Rogue River Blue that won the title of World's Best Cheese in the 2019 World Cheese Awards. Throw down to second base is in time. Batbusters South able to get Kelsey Smith trying to steal second, and that will retire the side. Not before 2 more come home. We head to the home half of the second inning, 9-0 Frost Elite. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic live on TableRockSports.net, presented by Travel Medford.
Everyday heroes live life full circle. Fill up and use your enrolled kickback card so you save 16 cents a gallon at the pumps. Get what you need when you need it. And remember, we reward all heroes with kickback cards at My Circle K. And if a call goes out for another heroic appearance, no problem. We have that one covered too, with our state-of-the-art car wash systems. Be the hero you were meant to be. Heroes living life full circle.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Welcome back to the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic, presented by TravelMedford.org, broadcasted live on TableRockSports.net. Home half of the second inning, Frost Elite getting their first base hit of the game, courtesy of Kelsey Smith. She drove in 2 to extend their lead over the Batbusters South by a score of 9-0. Thank you all so much for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. My name is Jonathan Kerman. My play-by-play color commentator is Kaylin Leone, a member of the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team. Bringing you all the action from Field 2. First pitch swinging. Off the bat of Chloe Pitts. And she fouls it back for strike 1. And Pitts able to lay off. Count evens 1-1. Chloe Pitts playing center field today for the Batbusters out of West Sacramento. Attends River City High School in her free time. Pitch home from Mckenna Rattray, misses, and the count moves to 2-1 strike. The exposure, the sunlight certainly increasing here at U.S. Cellular Community Park. Still very thick, foreboding rain clouds overhead. That ball lifted in the air to the edge of the outfield turf, and it's dropped by the shortstop Wheeler. So a leadoff runner on the air by Jenna Wheeler. And the Batbusters South are in business here in the home half of the second inning. Mackenzie Wright from Elk Grove, California, climbs into the box. And she looks at a first pitch strike. Game 2 of 6 here at field number 2 in this College Exposure Classic. Hard hit ground ball through the infield and into center. So an error and a base knock for the Batbusters. And they've got 2 on with nobody out. Gonna have to work quickly, have less than 8 minutes to score 9 runs. And that'll bring up Jennifer Bowen. Bowen starting at second base for Batbusters as she takes high for ball 1. Bowen attending John F. Kennedy High School in Sacramento, California. Made the 6-hour trek up here. And pops this one back behind the backstop and out of play. Today's coverage made possible by Travel Medford. Visit travelmedford.org to see a truly dizzying list of attractions and features that this area has to offer. Bowen looks at a pitch delivered on the outside corner for strike 2. Rattray winds and fires. And misses just outside. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rattray looking for her first out here in the home half of the second. Hard hit ball through into the outfield. They are going to wave the runner home, and the Batbusters have broken the seal here in the home half of the second inning. An RBI single off the bat of Jennifer Bowen. It scores Chloe Pitts. And the Batbusters are on the board. Dare I say, brilliant batting by Bowen to get the Batbusters on the board. Here in the bottom of the second inning. More disappointed head shakes coming from my broadcast crew. Again, I'm sure mimicking those of you at home. Small break in the action. Chance to tell you about Travel Medford and the Know Your Role campaign, which they're doing in conjunction with the Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Some people are players, some people are officials, some people are fans. Don't try to be more than just one. Know your role. Visit more, or learn more, I should say, at travelmedford.org/Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Nevaeh South out of Elk Grove, California will climb into the box with runners on first and second. And she takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Timed games here in this showcase, approaching the 3-minute, 30-second mark remaining. The next one misses high. Count moves to 2-0. Rattray winds and fires and delivers a strike at the knees. Moves the count to 2-1. The Batbusters have out-hit Frost Elite, but Frost Elite leading in the column that matters, the run column. The pitch home from Rattray. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Rattray fields it. The throw to first is in time, and that is the first out of the second. A productive out for the Batbusters as it moves the runners over. And that will bring up Aaron Mckissick for the Batbusters. Mckissick, also from Elk Grove, California, attending Franklin High School. And she takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Rattray in the circle, goes into her windup, and delivers a strike to even the count 1-1. That ball skips in the turf, and the count moves to 2-1. Runners on second and third. One down in the home half of the second. Under 90 seconds to go in this one. Last chance for the Batbusters. Foul ball out of play. And the count moves to 2-2. Today's action sponsored by TravelMedford.org in the heart of beautiful Southern Oregon where outdoor adventures abound. Crater Lake, Rogue River, Mount Ashland, Mount McLaughlin, and miles of hiking and biking trails are just the start. Learn more at TravelMedford.org. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on in the bottom of the second. And only 1 out for Aaron Mckissick. The pitch home from Rattray. Check swing, and she went around, says the home plate umpire. That is strike 3. So Mckenna Rattray records the first strikeout of the game. 2 away now. And that will bring up the top of the order in Clarissa Crapo. Crapo takes high for ball 1. There being 2 outs in this inning. We are going to finish out this inning before calling this game final. Now let's see if the Batbusters have a rally in them. Rattray comes home. That pitch is fouled back, and the count evens 1-1. Been talking all game about all of the amazing attractions here in Medford and in the Rogue Valley, all of the hiking and biking and trail walking and the lakes and the rivers and the cheese and the wine and the microbrews. Don't have to hear it from me. My broadcast partner, color commentator, Kaylin Leone, a freshman at Southern Oregon University, traveling all the way from Nevada here to experience all that Medford has to offer. Kaylin, you've already hiked Mount McLaughlin. Is there anything circled on your list that you want to do in your time here at Southern Oregon?
I don't know. I just want to get out. I want to experience things. I want to see what all of this college life has to offer. I'm sure the team will think of something else to do, whether it's rafting or kayaking or something. So I'm excited.
As you should be. That pitch misses outside, and the count runs full to Crapo. 3-2. Well, with rafting, you've got the Rogue River just nearby. Some amazing lakes, including Fish Lake, Lake of the Woods, Immigrant Lake. That ball hit in the air to center field. Tracking it and making the grab for the final out of the game is Isabel Caratini. And there it is, your final here from field number 2. Frost Elite defeats the Batbusters South by a final score of 9-1. Kaylin, so glad to have you here in the Rogue Valley. Welcome to Southern Oregon. Excited for you to experience all that Oregon and Medford have to offer. Those of you listening at home should join her. There's plenty to do and plenty to go around. For everybody here at the U.S. Cellular Field, my name is Jonathan Kerman. Thank you so much for joining us here on TableRockSports.net as we bring you coverage of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic presented by Travel Medford. Stick around, more action coming up at high noon right after this quick break. We'll catch you in just a few minutes.